Welcome everybody to my internship presentation on Outage Management System. I'm a second year SIE student working in the Geosensor Network Laboratory under advisor Professor Sylvia Nittle. My undergraduate degree was in Information Technology, which I completed from Anna University, India. To know more about me, please visit the link provided in the slide. This presentation is about my summer internship work experience in iFactor Consulting located in downtown Tempe. These are the list of projects that I worked during my internship, and I'll be discussing about them in detail in further slides. So what's a power outage? Power outage is defined as a short-term or long-term loss of electric power. And I'm pretty much sure that everyone would have experienced an outage in their lifetime. So what is an outage management system? An outage management system aids in the restoration of an outage. So these are the list of functionalities of an outage management system, like predicting an outage, resource management, providing outage information to the crews, and estimating restoration time. The next slide shows the outage information flow cycle. So when a power outage occurs, a person reports an outage by calling to the customer care. The customer care personnel reports the outage to the outage management staff, who enters the outage into the software after validating an outage. Once the outage is entered into the system, the outage management software dispatches the crew to the field. The crew works in the restoration period and hence the power gets restored. And these are the softwares that I have worked on, which specifically targets on each of the different stages in the information cycle, like for iCall for reporting an outage, Notify and Power On for alerting an outage management system, and Data Scrubbing tool for post-processing of outage records. So let me discuss each of the software in more detail. iCall. iCall is a web-based outage call reporting system used by the customer care rep. When a customer calls to report an outage, the representative enters the customer information like first name, last name, or account number, phone number, address, which pulls up the customer record. This particular software not only pulls the record but also informs the rep whether the particular customer is already being affected by a confirmed outage. If so, the customer care representative need not enter a new outage. It also pulls the information about crew, the number of crews, and the restoration period. However, if the particular customer is not affected, then their representative can enter a new outage call. Once a call is being entered using the iCall, it is transferred to the power on system where the outage staff confirms an outage. The power on system is basically the brain of the outage management system, which does most of the functionalities of an outage management system like predicting an outage, resource management, dispatching crews, work orders, etc. Then Notify comes into play. Notify basically is a web-based alerting system. So the different crews, customers, they can subscribe to different outages affecting their work areas. So whenever an outage, a confirmed outage, is entered into the system, Notify picks up the outage and sends alert to the various subscribed customers. In that way, the crews, the staff, or the customers can be notified of an outage instantly either via the email or mobile. Data scrubbing tool is basically used by the internal staff for clearing the data. US law governs that outage calls shouldn't be tampered once it is closed. So most of the outage management software doesn't have the ability to edit closed records. However, these records have to be cleaned up because once a call is entered, the customer care enters the call based on the first-hand information from the customer, which changes as the restoration crew works and finds out that the problem was something else. So hence these records or calls have to be cleaned up for better uh, future statistical reporting. The next slide shows an outage map for New York City, and the utility provider is Con Edison. As you can see, it's the live map which shows the number of customers which are affected in an outage. So outages are all live streamed. So, so whenever the user goes into the map, he can see whether his area has been affected or whether he is affected by an outage before giving a call to the customer care representative to report an outage. The next one is mobile notifications like Notify. And the example that I have listed is from the utility Pepco in Washington, D.C. So if you see this a simple mobile application for iOS, you can view outage maps, you can report an outage, you can pay bills. So reporting an outage, uh, so there are several keywords provided for users to SMS to the Notify server and they can get outage status. Streetlight outages implemented by WE Energies for the location Wisconsin. For streetlight outages, a customer have to enter the pole number and fill up all the details as you can see on the screen. And this way he can report whether a particular streetlight pole is affected. Finally, during my internship, my iFactor had clients which were operating in areas affected by the Dorico storm, which affected in June 29, 2012. The Storm Center mobile apps completed a total of 678,869 customers transaction during the storm. So what these stats refer is, you see that almost 500,000 outage status report was done through mobile apps, and almost similar number was done through web. So it shows that the customer wants more information about outages affecting their area, and especially during such situations like a storm or a blizzard, when there is a power outage in the whole area, the customer wants to know when there will be they will be restored, that power outages will be restored. Hence, this strongly confirms that these products and services are efficient for making the life of the customer much more better. Thank you.